It's my Legally Blind Journal number 36, believe it or not. 36. Been doing this for a minute. So let's see. This week a little different in the respects that we were in a store and somebody had asked me about my vision and what does it mean. And so when I was explaining to him, I'd held up my hands to demonstrate the peripheral loss. And so anyway, all good. Went out to the car, and my wife, as we were going out there, asked me, if I was measuring the peripheral. She knows I measure the reading distance. And I was like, no, I don't have anything set up for that. And she goes, well, I hate to tell you, but what you just showed him is about half of what it was a year ago at the doctor's office. And now, that's all subjective. So maybe it is, maybe it isn't. But I know it's different. So, at any rate, I set up basically a measuring system, so I can do weekly measurements off of that, like I do my reading distance. And essentially, I've got a center point that I stare at, and I've got a piece of material that puts me at the exact same distance every time, and then I've got a hanging tennis ball on the left and a hanging tennis ball on the right, and basically they're on sliders, and I reach out and I put my hand out, and where the hand starts to fade, bring it in until I can relatively clearly see that I have 5 fingers, and I slide the tennis ball to that point. So at any rate, we'll kind of see how that goes over time. I will say I think I've got to agree with her based on that it's significantly changed from a year ago. It's tightened. So it is what it is. It's part of the process with it. But now I'm measuring that, and so kind of be able to know. If for me, the measuring is really for me. There's nothing to be done with the information necessarily. It's not like they can fix it. But I like to kind of keep an eye on that, and no pun intended, and think about, okay, what am I doing or not doing that, in my life? Am I taking the breaks at work that I'm supposed to? And a lot of times that answer was no, and I'm trying to change that for certain, because I've definitely noticed a correlative difference. You push them too hard, and the eyes get very, very tired quicker than if I do it in moderation and do the breaks I'm supposed to do, and put the eye drops in, basically take care of myself. It makes a huge difference. And so paying attention to that type of stuff, and, seeing what it does with the longer term reading distance as well as peripheral, because, they don't know, but, they assume that stress is a key factor. Strain can be a factor on how quickly this stuff progresses. So, pushing too hard has a permanent and long-term cost for me. So I've got to be mindful of that, and I keep reminding myself of that, because I'm not. I've just always been very, very driven, and it's an adjustment to try and make sure that I don't permanently damage myself faster than I have to be. So that's been frustrating this last week or so, but hey, it's part of the process, right? And the peripheral is a real issue. I mean, it is what it is, but like riding around on the tractor, I have 2 toolboxes mounted at head level, and they're plastic. And I joke about them being an early warning detection system, kind of like a hat, and that's essentially what they are. I mean, because things come at me off the peripheral that I don't know that they're coming, and I go slow, but I think I've broken two of those boxes so far, basically backing up and turning and not knowing there's a stick on a tree or something, just off to my side. And it is my worst peripheral side. Not it might be a coincidence. It's happened twice, but it is my worst peripheral side. And basically the box, takes the stick instead of bopping me in the head. I mean, would it kill you? No. Would it hurt? Yeah. So I've broken two of those things as of yesterday now with that because I just don't see it coming. And so, measuring that's probably not a bad thing. At least, have a better understanding of that challenge and, the things I need to do to offset for that challenge the most that I can. Again, the reading distances stayed pretty similar right now at 11 to 12 inches, which is good. The headaches have definitely escalated. I'm doing what I can to deal with that problem, but that's one of the more challenging things. I mean, I know it sounds funny to anybody who's listening to this that you're legally blind, and the more challenging thing is the headache. Yeah, because let me tell you, man, that thing, it can be really, really rough. And, I'm battling those, probably 4 to 5 days a week right now. And, so, that can be rough, and they come on stronger the more I push my eyes and whatnot. Funny thing is, I ride around on the tractor on a Saturday, all day long, and won't have a headache. But it's I'm not trying to read a tree. I'm not trying to get it into as much focus as I can. I'm not straining against it. I accept that it's not in clear definition. It's a blobbish pine tree, for lack of a better way of describing it, and I keep moving. And I think that's probably the big difference. Because when I'm trying to read stuff, focus on it, it definitely creates a problem with the headaches. But I'm managing them right now. They just super. That part's super not fun, but I am managing them. I got to keep working on that though, and that ties back to I have them with less intensity when I take the breaks that I should, when I do the eye drops, when I give myself a little bit of grace on that stuff, and I'll come out at the end of the day maybe with a reasonable level of headache versus massive migraine raging. So that's something I got to work on a little more, and I just got to keep reminding myself that if I don't take care of those things, then it's potentially going to make my vision worse faster than it needs to be. So I'm going to keep working on that. But other than that, things have been going well. Getting the farm set up, I'm excited about that. We're getting really, really close to being able to move onto the property, and I know my spouse will be happy about that, because I'm the 5 o'clock in the morning guy, ready to go, and she's on a different time schedule, and I know I aggravate her. But that said, I think that'll be good. The pups really, really like it. I got a nature trail cut in, and that we go walking on, and that's the other thing that, like where I live right now, we rent, and it's a sandy road out front, and we don't obviously manage or take care of it. So the potholes shift, and it makes it challenging for walking on and stuff, and I have to use my cane for certain all the time here. And on the farm, most of the time I don't use my cane because I've memorized every rise, every low. I don't see them. I don't pick them out visually. I've memorized them. We go on walks, and I tell my family, hang on, watch it. There's a whole, couple, a little bit further up here. And they're always kind of surprised that you can tell I'm walking, 6 acre on the back side of the property, and every rise, every low. I've got them pretty much memorized now. Now, does that mean if a stick fell in the night, I don't have a trip every now and again? I absolutely do. But we can manage that property, and I can keep it as level, as I want, which obviously is pretty daggum level. And that's one of the things that I really, really am happy about. And I think that will that'll be a game changer. Trying to get that stress level at a reasonable level, and prolong the vision that I have as long as I possibly can. So that's really where the focus is right now. So no pun intended on that either. So hopefully next week we'll have some movement on that stuff. And in a couple of weeks, hopefully we'll be on the property, and can start seeing some progression, and as I work on making sure that I don't overdo, don't push through breaks that I know I should take, and hopefully we can get these headaches back to a more reasonable level, and keep myself from basically pushing the progression of the eyesight loss faster than it ever needs to be. So anyway, that's kind of where we're at. Just trucking along, keeping on, man. All right, y'all be good. Peace.